Hi everyone, welcome to this new video. Many of you that enter the new KVK format Heroic Anthem asked me which accessory to prioritize and craft before the others. Let's remember that maximum amount of research coins that you can acquire during a KVK season is about 500,000, so you will not be able to craft 3 accessories because that will require you a lot of materials, of course, but also 540,000 coins. I mean, for most of us, me including, we will be able to acquire 1 blueprint and then grind a lot for the materials to craft 1 of them. But if you do have the possibility to craft 2 accessories, then you should really think about what's the best for you and your playstyle. And that's why I'm making this video for you. I will try to do my best to give you all the tools you need to make up your mind and craft the accessories that suits you the most. Let's take a peek inside the Heroic Anthem shop for a second. We have the Ring of the Doom, the Greatest Glory, the Horn of the Fury, the Concealed Dagger, the Mora's Web, the Skola's Lucky Coin, and the Vengeance. Let's rule out the Skola's Lucky Coin for a moment, because you could already acquire it in previous KVKs, and I will maybe talk about it in the next video. Spoiler alert, it is not optimal for me. I will craft something else instead. Let's now take a look at the effects, shall we? We have the Ring of the Doom, which grants the normal attack a 10% chance to increase the damage dealt by 50% up to 65% if it has a special talent for 2 seconds and can trigger 1 time in a 5-second period. We have then the Greatest Glory, which increases the normal attack damage by 5%, the Horn of the Fury, which grants the normal attack a 30% chance to gain an extra 50 rage, 65 is specialized, the Concealed Dagger, which grants the attacks to have a 30% chance to reduce the target's health by 5% up to 6.5%, stacks up to 3 times with each stack lasting for 3 seconds. The Mora's Web, very similar to the Concealed Dagger, but debuffing the defense instead of the health. And then we have the Vengeance, which increases the counterattack damage by 8%. We have also here a couple of other accessories which have not been released yet into the game, so we will not speak about them. Before speaking about the accessories in the specific, I need to introduce you my parameters. There is a law called Law of Large Numbers. According to the law, the average of the results obtained from a large number of trials should be close to the expected value and will tend to become closer and closer to the expected value as more trials are performed. In simpler words, you can see here from the graphic that if you roll a dice many times, summing all the numbers obtained and dividing the result by the numbers of rolls, you will get a result always closer to the number that you will expect to have, so the number in between 1 and 6, which is 3.5. According to the same principle, if you flip a coin, the probability to get heads will get closer and closer to the expected 50% or 1 on 2 chance, the more throws you perform. For this reason, if you flip the coin 4 times and get heads 1 time, your statistic will be 25%. But if you flip it 1,000 times, you can be sure that your statistic will be just a tiny hair above or below 50%. In the simulation, for example, we obtain 49.89%. That's why accessories with a 10% chance of activating their effects are not really the optimal solution for your marches. That's because the RNG, or random number generator, will be either in your favor or against you in a short battle. Even in a longer rally, they could not express a full potential. A winning strategy is not based on luck. You cannot just throw small percentages here and there and hope for the best. Yeah, maybe you are lucky for a couple times, but then, what happens? That's why I prefer accessories with a higher chance of activating their effects, for the simple reason that in a short-term battle, the observed result will be much closer, much faster to the theoretical result. And that's why in the battle reports you see here, the Horn of Fury is activating its effects an average of 30% of times like described in effects, while you will see the Ring of Doom activating much less times, maybe once every 15 turns, which is much less than 10%. But in the case of the Ring, we also need to thank the internal cooldown, which is shared with the Skola's lucky coin as well. Having this extra variable in the equation will result in the ring and the coin having an actual chance of around 7% of activating their effects, which is 7 times in 100 turns, or once every 15 turns, as I said before. Let's go now to answer the question you have been asking. What do I craft? I will give you now a top 3 ladder based on my analysis of the accessories and of the battle logs. In third position, we find the Ring of Doom, aka craft me only if you are a big whale, because it can only benefit long rallies in KVK and it won't be much useful in any other contests, pretty much. If you are lucky to have the special talent applied on the ring, it will be boosting your damage by 65% for 2 seconds. But 65% of what exactly? Where is it applied? We will speak about this in another video dedicated exclusively to the Ring of Doom. In second position we find the Horn of Fury, which, if specialized, will grant you a 30% chance to gain a solid 65 extra rage. It has a consistent output and, in a defense or even long-term rally, helps you casting more active skills. And if you have seen my video about the normal attack damage and skill attack damage, card up in the top if you want to watch it, you can understand that this is a very big deal. In first position we find the Concealed Dagger. This might be a surprise for some of you, but the mechanic of this item is extremely interesting. Like Tomiri's poison skill, where each stack of poison applied will reset the timer, it is the same concept for the dagger here. So every time another stack is applied, the debuff will last for another 3 turns. As you can see from this battle log, and thank you Hova for sharing this with me, you will find his Discord in the description below, the first stack is applied on turn 2, then again on turn 3 and again on turn 4, resetting the timer every time. So at the end you will have a total debuff of 15% health, or 19.5 is specialized, 6.5% per stack, for 3 turns, not considered what you already had before reaching the third stack. Health is a very important statistic, and I explain why in this video, card up in the top if you want to watch it, so debuffing the health is totally crucial. Another question that could come up to your mind is, what's the chance to obtain 3 stacks? Well, the answer is that it's probably higher than you think. Assuming that the first stack is granted, you just need the second stack to apply in one of the 3 following turns, each of them having a 30% chance. So the probability is easy to calculate. It will be 1 minus 0.7 cubic, everything multiplied by 100, resulting in 65.7%. The chance of applying a third stack lands on composite probability. It is just necessary to multiply 65.7% by itself, and the probability to obtain 3 stacks will be 43.1649%. So it means that you have a chance of 2 on 3 to apply 2 stacks, and almost 1 chance of 2 to apply 3 stacks. Huge! Imagine swarming a target with 3 or 4 of those daggers, and you are gonna apply a 3 stacks debuff within a couple turns. If this video was useful for you in deciding which accessory to craft first, please hit the like button and consider subscribing to the channel not to miss out to any future content. As always, I will see you on the next one. Ciao!